Hey, Julie. Always the first one waiting. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, when you're not here, Julie, I'm confused, in fact. I'm like, where's Julie? We're missing someone. We
Hi,
have
Julie.
Kylie. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just said hi, Julie.
Yeah, we have Kylie with us today. She's back. Hopefully, her duties will even out for her, and we'll get to see her more. Becky, hello. You're doing dishes. I have a little
Hi,
shelf,
Becky.
I can set my phone on when I do dishes, and I love it. It's like came with the house, and it's like a built-in little thing that the guy that owned it, the dad built this little knife. I think it's a knife holder. It's like a piece of wood that's screwed to the wall, and it has a slot in the back, but it holds my phone perfectly. So we're going to read a couple cards today. We'll give a minute here. I haven't been over advertising at all, by the way. I mean, I feel like if we really wanted a lot of people here, yeah, I'm on the microwave. Yay. Watch out, I might dent it with this big butt. Yeah, I haven't been over advertising. I figure it's going to happen when it happens. And if people find us, then they're the right people, like our people will come. They will. Especially with the AI. What did you guys think of that? Julie and Becky, while it's just us here, what did you think of that experience? Because I got so much out of it. And I'd like to know what your thoughts are, especially you, Julie, because I know you go to church. I know you're a religious person, and, spiritual and religious are, the same, different, they can be, but similar. It's just about believing. Oh, hey, Shannon. How are you? Did I say that right? It's Shannon, right?
Hi, Shannon.
I have a brain block this morning. I'm surrounded by stuff because I did some digging for us. Some real digging. It's good to see you too. So let me shuffle these. We'll give it a minute, get some people in. We're just gonna pick one of each today. Next Friday we will go with the AI mantra meditation and prompts again, and we're gonna try to do that every other week. And you didn't watch? Oh, I'm surprised, Julie. You can do it any way you'd like, though. I mean, I know it can apply to anything, any belief that you have. Everything in moderation. AI can be good, but I know someone who was told.
Not good.
Told themselves.
Yeah.
What? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You have to feed some stuff into your AI for it to say that to you, because really it's just a mirror reflecting back to you. That's all it is. So really, I think somebody's been feeding that AI some stuff, if that's happening. So we've got an angel message, which is a longer message, and then we've got some pictures here for our inspiration. But we're going to do a mass make. So Julie, do you remember when I used to do mass makes all the time with everyone on my old channel? It was, we'd mass make some fabric flowers. We'd mass make a cluster. We'd mass make some, some rip strips. I don't know if you remember that. Well, I haven't done a mass make since then. And I do love a mass make. So I'm just going to pick one here. That's for us. I'm going to pick one here today. That's for us. And one of these. So I actually wrote, a formula down for us to mass make any one of these items. And I think the item we're going to use today is a hinge. So I've got these little teeny tiny hinges that I rusted. Now, you don't have to rust them. You don't have to use a hinge. You could use anything. You could make a little metal or a little foil, or make a mock hinge out of something to do it. You could use a big hinge and make a big book, but what we're gonna do is mass make some teeny tiny book charms, and we're gonna use the hinge to at the top of it or on the side of it. So I think that'll be fun. I got it figured out for like a cork. I've got it figured out for let's see, a cork. I'm so distracted today. I think I need more coffee. A frame, a clip. It includes a paper clip, a hinge. So all of those I worked out a formula to mass make. I think that's really fun. Whoops, forgot one. All right, get them in the bag already. Where is the bag? And I'll do a little flip through too. Okay, here we go. So our first one. Oh, did we have this one before? Touch the sky. There's birds. A bird on her shoulder. Isn't that beautiful? Okay. And we'll save that for last. This one. And this one is New Moon Beginnings. Which is weird because we're in a new moon right now. That is bizarre. It's a beautiful, beautiful image. It's one of the few that doesn't have a person on it, or, you know. Okay, and then this one says, Crossing into the Light. Today I face a new bridge that I must cross on my journey to inner transformation. Today, like every day, I will practice the laws of universal love. Thus, I will deal with the current situation in a positive way so that I can continue to grow and evolve. As I cross this bridge on my way towards the light, I am reminded of the true meaning of life. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, brads. You can use brads, Julie. Absolutely. So I don't even know what I did with the bag just now. Had it in my hand. It's in my hot little hand. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm going to set this in here. Okay, so I did do one of the corks for you using my formula. And the point of these for me is I want junk hanging out the side of my journal. I want it, I want it to be super junky on this side. We already have this junky look over here that I love. And also we can clip things onto the spine as well. I think that's so much fun. And I love the cover. You guys, I love this.
Yeah, Julie's asking if you got the hinges from the hardware store.
I have a way of collecting weird little things like this, and I probably got a package of them at a sale, a yard sale or something, or they came in a bucket of, I love going to an estate sale and going into the garage, and you always find that bucket of rusty stuff or that bucket of hardware or whatever, but I rusted these myself. They're easy to find, Julie. They're very easy to find, and they make a piano hinge too that has like a lot of holes in it. Those are cool. That would make a really cool big journal spine. So I did do some things in here, and one of the things I did, I made 3 of these, and they're all different. I wanted something to tuck into the pockets. So I made, this is on rice paper, and I used Stays On ink, and I made these little fold outs. I just thought it would be fun because I had pockets that were sitting empty. And then I have like clips here. I don't know if you guys saw that with the bird. I'm fighting with my fabric page because this needs to be up on something. There we go. But I'll do a little flip through, and then we'll get to our mass make. And I know sometimes I can take 2 hours to do one little thing. So, oh, come on. Okay. Never mind. So that's why I wanted to do a mass make. So I can show you that you can actually get 5 done. Use the formula, you know, do them all the same. And then you have little gifts for people or things you can put away for your next journal, or put them all in the same one. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. So I've got that. So one of those will get tucked in there. I love this page right here. Can you guys see that? There we go. And then I've got a little, I put some diamonds on the cuff of the hand here, and I adore the way it came out. It was just one of these chains that I got, one of the, you know, so that actually inspired what I did earlier today. And then I went through and I've kind of grunged up some stuff. I've got some crackle paste. I've got some numbers and tags here. I've been flipping through this over and over again to find the little details. Like, this looks too new to me. I've got to do something to that. She's not finished, but I love the way this came out. And one of those will go in there too. One of the things I stamped. Let's see. I don't know if I showed you guys. I think I did show you guys that. Okay, now I can move this. I love these pages too. And this was sent to me by Sherman.
Enchanted Rubbish.
Oh, hey,
Cassandra, sorry.
It's okay. She's a TikTok friend, and she actually lives in Idaho. And then I did add a few words here and there. This is obviously this. You know? I created, because this was torn, and then I had this tag. I decorated the back of it, and then I glued it in place right here, extending the page. Let's see. Got a little something hanging here, and I added the lace. This is not done.
Hi, Becca.
Oh, hey, Becca. I almost popped in yesterday. I just had a busy day, and I saw that you were live, and it was like at the end. Hi, Anna Makes. Welcome back. This is not done. Let's see. This is not done, but did I show you guys this? This is mica tile, and this is an actual natural mark in the mica tile that came on it, because it's a stone. This is a rock, and you peel it in layers, kind of like you know, the roofing slate. It's kind of like that. And this looked like a tree to me. I thought that was so cool. So I've got actually this over here, but it's not finished, this side. But I love this. I put an eye on it, and then I put one here so I could just tie it together, and I can slide something in there that way, like that. It was nice to connect it with the eyes. I think it looks really cool. I added this, but this is not quite finished yet. And I did this yesterday, the day before yesterday. I've been trying to come up here and work on this. And this is a flip up. And I've got follow your golden path. And I made the path gold to enlightenment. And I wrote follow over and over and over again on that. I thought that was fun. And then I've got her. You are what you think you are. I punched a hole in it and tied a ribbon, which was fun. I just was trying to do something different. You guys saw this one. I need to replace this undecorated thing. I added this, and I don't know if did you guys see this one? I don't think you did. I've got a tree over here on this side, but I've been hoarding this image out of a book for a very long time as an art book. Very, very long time. And then this one's not done yet. And I was working on the back. So, and these things I did add on the front and the back to tie the string to, that closes the book. So, and I guess I did do this. This is on hinges. This is where the hinges came from, right here. So this, hopefully I didn't glue it down.
Yeah, Julie says she loves that image with the Golden Path, and Becca says the book is gorgeous, which
Oh, thank you.
it is, it absolutely is.
Thank you so much. I taped it down so that I could, so it would stay, and now my tape is stuck. There we go. So this is where the hinges came from, and I just used little teeny tiny brads to put it down, and I love it. And then I made a library card because I got this, if I can get it out, got this stamp. It's a library card. So I thought that was fun. And this is a bag from my wedding. And I think that might be the last one because I've used them in other projects before. And I've just kind of, whatever I had left over, I've used. All right. So that's the book. It's nearly done, but it needs jewelry. So that's what we're doing today. All right, now I can focus on this, can't I? Okay, so I am surrounded by stuff, and that is why my ADHD is on fire too. But I think mask making helps with your ADHD, and it helps you when you are having a difficult time making decisions. You guys get that, right? You're starting to get tired, or you're just not into it, or some days it's just rough, and it's hard to make a decision. So you fiddle with something for like 2 hours, and by the time you're done, you have this one little thing that took you forever. So mask making is kind of like when you have prompts, you don't have a choice, So I actually made formulas for all of these things. And I mean, I just did it this morning, but I knew I could do it with these things. So I'm going to get out. So I was thinking, that's the cork, and I used an image, and wouldn't it be great on the spine? And I'm just using findings here. This is just like a necklace clasp. What I was doing was extending her dress. Do you guys may remember the beehive from last year? The girl with the beehive? I think it was at the same time. So I was thinking, like, for frames, I could use things like this. I could use wire. That's a curtain thing. This is from a piece of jewelry. I've got a belt buckle here. I think any of these would be really fun. And it's kind of a found object thing, when you start using weird stuff like this. And you would just need to put it back on it and then fill it with your glossy accents, or cover it with a piece of acetate. Like from stamps or whatever, or even mica tile, and boom, you got yourself a frame there. So I think that's a lot of fun. So that's why I had frame down here, and that's an actual frame. There's an earring, weird stuff like that. Here's an actual.
And this is why we never throw anything away.
Away, yeah. This, I actually went downstairs to my laundry room. That was where I started. And gathered an entire jar full of crap and brought it up here. And, it's weird stuff, like this. I don't know what this is from. This is just, I've got buckets of this kind of stuff downstairs. And it's a bracket from something. I love a good bracket. You can make a bracket too out of lots of things. It just needs a bracket. I use that word a lot. When I'm doing furniture or building things or whatever, I'll make anything, with a bracket. Love a bracket. So I think that's really cool. I mean, it's just a little something that has holes in it that I can put, a jump ring through. So that's kind of what I was thinking. And I don't know where this came from, but it's been sitting in a bucket next to my dryer, not like a tray with nails and stuff, next to my dryer for ages. Don't know what it's off of. Don't know where it came from. It just randomly showed up, and it's gaudy, and I should use it. Put it in there. But, okay, so if I did a frame, it would be one of those. Let's see. A clip can be any kind of clip. Could be a clothespin, can be a bobby pin. I've even got, and I do want to do a clip, one of these, but I won't do it today. And this is an old stocking, help me, I can't remember what they're called.
A kind of suspender thing?
It's the thing that you put your garter belt, Yeah. And it's awesome. And it was in my grandma's stuff, and I got a couple of them, and I just think they're super cool, and I will add them. I mean, I could put a hole through this, which is like a rubbery material. I could definitely put a hole in that and hang it and hang something else off of it, and then I just think that's great. So that's fun. I do have some rusty clips here. I have some other random things. So we're going to be doing some found object. Look at that. Nice, rusty, in fact, dirty tab pull. I've got keys in here. I've got springs in here. That's fun, isn't it? So the formula, I've also got a bucket of this here. And this is what I will dig in for this is just really junky junk that I don't have in any of the treasure boxes. It's like stuff that just gets thrown in here. So we will look to this to see if we want to add something special or need something different on it. And I think that's great. So that said, I used the formula, made the cork, and I just used some eye screws in the top and the bottom, covered it with some tissue paper. This is trim or lace. That's included, to trim it out. And then this fringe or, like tassel bottom, and a bead or a jewel. It kind of still needs that. So I'm thinking I'm going to finish it off before I start our mass make. And we're going to do the hinges today. And I'm going to add something to that. So I've got these, and these are, I sat and watched TV and made some little bead caps. And I just, you bend the wire. I have my little ring. I have my pliers, and I just turned some of these into charms. And I've used this one several times in the book, so I probably shouldn't use that again. But, maybe I can use that. It's got one of the spiky things on it. You can also just put beads on a bulb pin.
Hi, Lexi.
Oh, hey, Lexi. You're in for the buckets of weird stuff. I love a bucket of weird stuff. I have many buckets of weird stuff. I used to really organize my weird stuff too. I would have like a bucket of plastic whoozy whatsits and a bucket of metal whoozy whatsits and a bucket of, oh my gosh, that would make a cool bracket bucket. That was what I had. And I love it. Okay, so I'm just going to pick one of these to put on there. And I'm thinking I want something that's longer. Maybe this one. Or I've got this little, I don't think the heart will lay right. It needs to be a bit longer. I do really like this. Hold on. So each formula is different on these items, and it can be adjusted. I mean, it's malleable, but in a mass make, it'll help us to make decisions more quickly. Oh, what did I do that for? Okay, so because this has the ring at the end, that means I have to put one more thing on it, and it can be anything. So let me see if I've got something weird here to put on it. Let me grab something weird. How about, this isn't weird, but it says balance. Just a random charm in there. So I'm going to put that together, grab my thing here. This is the easiest one to get out because it's got all the colors.
Yeah, Julie's saying she's already got lots of little bits from deconstructed necklaces.
Oh, that's great. I mean, it's always good to do that. I mean, that's fun to make it your own, and I think that's good stuff. And not letting anything go to waste too. I mean, we're terrible about that, aren't we, as this community? Yeah, we are. So using my little ring, let it click. I'm gonna get another one of those. This one's a little bit bigger. It's in the wrong spot. Got my ring. These rings are just so cool. And Kylie, you're going to get one in your package. I ordered some extra ones so I could send you one. Yeah, well, you probably can't get it over there. Anybody that can get one of these, I highly recommend it. Now look at that. That's great. The length is good with that. Got some raggedy fabric here. That was fun. She's got her diamonds. I feel like it needs something on top, but this is so good for the spine. Just to pin on one of those tabs, you know. And maybe I will figure out something to put back here, because all of these you can follow the formula and add more stuff to later. I mean, at any time. Okay, so here's the formula. I've got the hinge. Now I did not prepare for this one. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Now we have to do an uneven number. Let's do 5. Okay, 5 it is. And with the mass make, the first thing you want to do is get out your thing that you're mass making in the first place, or your one object that is common for all of them. And because these will all be different in the end. So I'm going to do this and get them all laid out. 1, 2. That's nice and rusty, isn't it? 3. I'm going to give them a little space in between because I'm going to be piling stuff on them. 4.
So Julie's asking what the cylinder thing was originally. So that was the cork, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's a cork. You know, those are easy to come by. Even if you don't drink wine, you can ask somebody else that does, you know. So now I'm going to get, I did not prepare for this one, but I can, no problem. So I want a cover, and that's going to need to be something that's a little stiffer. And vellum's a little hard to work with. So I just want to get a tiny scrap that is like some sort of a cardstock, or, oh, how about some of those? That's one. There's some paper I can use. Oh, wait, that's got circles. Nope. Some paper I can use. Just getting out some cardstock pieces here because I want them all to be slightly different. This one's nice. It's a paper bag. It's thicker. I don't even know why that's in there. Oh, this is good. This is a piece of pleather that I have gel printed and stamped on. And by the way, I have a whole roll of this stuff that's like 4 feet tall, and I don't know what I'll ever do with it, but it was interesting. I thought, you know, I can gel print on this, and I have. Actually, here's some cardboard, and this would make a nice back for them. So this isn't part of the, you'll see. Hold on a minute. We'll get there. Okay, so I know that I need to have something that's a little stiffer for the front and the back. And that means I've got some scrappy scraps here. Ooh, there's another piece of that. And you know, I think I'm going to put this back only because this is a really big piece and I could use that elsewhere. Let's see. And while I'm in here, I'm pulling out some other little things that are in here in the bottom, some little interesting things that I can add to my little book. Ooh, there's a bird. I don't know where it came from. Let's see. So this is just like a little scrap bucket that hangs out on my cart, and I can grab little bits from it when I need. Let's get another one here. So first of all, these are decorative pieces. I need that to sit over there, but let's see. So we've got 1, 2, a scissor. This is not necessarily their shape. 3, 4, and I like this, I think. Maybe go wider. 5. So I can put these, well, I'll just put them over here in case I want to use them. Okay, and then I've got other little interesting things in this one. I think this one is stuff that I had started. You.
So Lex is saying, interesting, she came across the idea to mat framed pictures with fabric, and maybe pleather would be good for that.
Oh, it would be. Absolutely. That's a great idea. No. So I'm throwing these little scraps over here because it's going to be other pages I can, cut out, to flip. And I don't need to put very many pages in these. Because it's a book, we want a few, of course. And it can be interesting textures. It can be interesting. Like that is a super scrap. Like, I don't know why it's there. Ooh, there's a girl. Wait, there's another girl. Maybe I can use those. Here's a piece of cardboard. Maybe that. So we'll figure out what kind of goes together, and then I'll start stacking them. No. Nah, maybe. Okay. And lastly, we're going to go in here. These are more decorative things. I'm going to stick them off to the side here. Same with the girls. But this is a great way to bust out some of those scraps that you've been hoarding. The little tiny pieces. You're like, that is just really cool. And, something embossed would be cool on here. But I would need to change the color there. There's a little bit of that. So it can be a little rice paper, a little tissue, some different textures. I don't know why. This is that burgundy color, but it looks so pink on that cream. Don't like it. That's why it ended up in here. And then these pieces are kind of more square and better useful elsewhere. Maybe. And okay. So I'm going to put that away. So we also might need a couple little blank pages so we can write on them. But let's see what matches here. Let's go for some stacks. Now these can be as small or as big as you want. You wouldn't want it probably wider than the hinge. And like I said, Julie, you can make a hinge out of like foil stuck to paper, or out of something like this would be cool. This is like a cardstock piece. I mean, like, you can create a hinge like that and just, put some eyelets through it. That would be great. This stuff is really cool. That all came from one piece of paper. I've got a whole bunch of them here, and I tend to not use them because I love them so much. Isn't that stupid? You have to go dig up your ring and some bits to make along. Oh, okay. Yeah. Do this with us. Absolutely. Okay. So I'm just looking at my colors here. Now there I have some turquoise, and I feel like I can add some of this, a piece of this to it. I really love this pattern. And I would not hate it if this was my cover also. They can be all different lengths too. Let's see. Maybe this one, an offcut from a project. And maybe I'll tear the bottom of this one so that I can ink it up and make more tiny scraps. That's right. We're just making more. Okay.
Scraps begat scraps.
What's that?
Scraps begat scraps.
Don't they? Yeah.
Increasing.
So if I use this, I'll change this color. Obviously, it was alcohol ink that I picked up off the plate, and that's probably where I discovered that I didn't like to add white to my red. And then I embossed it. So I will change the color, but I'll cut that off. And I'm not super mad at that pink. There's a time and place for pink, I'm gonna put that there. it's really, I don't mind pink in your garden. I don't mind pink nails. It's just that baby powder pink that I don't like. And as a redhead, I should wear pink, but I mean, I wear fuchsia. I have this cardboard here, and I think it would be great. And it's got crackle paste on it from long ago from a project that I did, probably for one of the collaborations with PM Artist Studio. I think this would make a great cover too. So maybe this is my cover here. Let's see. Leave that there. And then this one needs some texture over here. So go this way. And I'll adjust the length on these. So I've got 3, 3, 3. I'm not putting it together yet. Just, you know, doing the thing. Let's see. This one. I need to get another one on. I'm not seeing where that one belongs. How about a map for that one? And I'll get a 4th in here with this one. You know, I'm kind of liking these together. So that's 4. I'll put that there. I'll change the color. It'll be okay. I will have to change the color because that's gross. If I did a 5th, it would be that one. Just kind of sorting these out. Let's see. And I think this one goes here. Now you could tear all your pages if you want. Make them long, make them short, graduate them. I'm going to go ahead and do a second one here. We'll see if we need it.
So Julie says you need to try fluorescent pink with azo gold over it. The azo gold changes it to a very awesome, yummy color.
Huh.
Mm.
It's raspberry. I do love when all the trees are in blossom and they're pink. I think that is gorgeous. That makes me happy. I'm gonna go ahead and take those away. That one needs another one, but this one, that's a heavy pattern and a heavy pattern. So I think I need something that's a bit more solid, or, you know, embossed and muted, or maybe, nope. Okay, I'm going to put these back in my bucket. They go. Don't worry, there's another one. And this is what's been left over from the tab book that I'm doing right now. So this is the perfect one to grab because this will actually match the papers. I have everything that goes with that. I should have done 2 like that, huh? And I might just, let's see. Probably use that on the cover or that. So making these quick decisions, I think is, yeah, I'm going to change the color of, I'm going to do this one because I'm finding all these pieces that I want to use in the tones that I like. So I don't know why I didn't just do that in the first place. I've got this little scrap here. Oh, okay. That can go there. And then this is music paper that's been stamped on with that medieval sort of, I don't know if you can see that writing. Oh, Lexi, are you leaving us? You have a great night. If you're getting sick, I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better soon. Maybe...
Hi, Carla.
Hi. Oh, hey, Carla. I'm glad I got the links out. I know I did it pretty late. You know, do I want to change another one of these out to be in more colors that I love? I mean, if I just take away that, then I could use this here. So, you know the rip strips that we made, Kylie?
Mm-hmm.
They would be perfect for this, for your covers or for, yeah.
So Julie's saying she has so many scrapbook paper leftovers, it's hard to use them in things she does these days because of the thickness of the paper. Julie, I've actually tried splitting the scrapbook papers, and you can sometimes rip them apart a bit. You don't always get a very neat edge, but if it's just little bits you need, then, you know, I've often just kind of torn them in two, just separated the layers of the paper.
I've got this wallpaper here, and wallpaper would be a great cover.
Oh, it would.
So I might not use all of these pieces. I'm just, you know, grouping them together so I can decide. Yeah, I think that would be great.
Actually, it's interesting just watching your choices, just doing it like that. I think, you know, it's good for people to see. Just
I'm taking it away.
Yeah, it's just the kind of.
It's like playing a game.
Just
It's like playing a game with yourself.
Yeah.
So let's see. This one can go right here. Okay, I changed another one out because I'm like, you know, these are the colors I like. So I should have just done it in the first place. And that's okay. Ooh, I have some of this. This is old. You know, the receipts, the old ones, they would have these pieces between them because of the carbon paper. That's what this is. And it's, you hear it? It's great. It's good stuff. I can put that there. Let's see. So if I keep this and do a, that's the surprise piece that goes with it. I keep it in blue tones and the old stuff that I like. That means that I can add that. Or another piece of music paper. There's another piece of vellum, so I need to cut these up. I'm dropping scraps on my feet. I can feel them. You could also have pieces that are irregular, like on the front. I'm going to put that over here because I could use that on the front of one of them. Ooh, and there's some more vellum. So which ones do I need? I need more here. I think this one's pretty good. This one has a piece of cardstock. That one has a piece of cardstock. This one needs more. So these two need more. And that's not a problem. Not a problem at all. This is embossed, painted. It's a cut, an offcut from a project. That would be such a great cover on one of them. On like this one.
That could go with several. It would also go with that one in the top middle, I think.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I've got this piece of vinyl here. Maybe I should not do the vinyl.
Yeah, I mean the color, that kind of yellow-green color actually goes with the one that says.
Yeah, that does. I'll cut it in a minute. I'm holding this bucket up while I. Do you guys want to see what I'm digging? I mean, I don't want to cover my piles because I need to see the colors. Let's see. Does this go with anything? No. I really want to show you guys what I'm digging through here. I mean, it's just a bunch of crap, really. It's a bunch of crap. Does this go with this? Maybe. It's a piece of cardstock. It's kind of fun. This is a great time to break out like if you have digital kits, these little things would be great. I know that they often have really small little pieces in the digital kits, and you know, you could use those. They have paper that specifically, like this stuff is scrapbook paper, and it actually has the squares already. I could just use those 4 squares and make a book. That would be really cool, but it's a little wide for my hinge. So. But Julie, I bet you've got lots of scrapbook paper that'll do the job. Maybe they need a ticket. Maybe somebody needs a ticket here. And a little embossed piece maybe here. Need some more on this one. And maybe on this one. Golly, what's that same stencil again? We get all these little scraps that we don't want to throw away. And because, you know, we loved the project or for whatever reason, I can put some of that there. And I just think this is a mass make is a great way to use that. Let me see. I've got to be able to see all my pieces here so I can know. No. You could do a round one. You could do a triangle one. You could do all different shapes, or like maybe a leaf shape would be fun. I do have another piece of vinyl here, and it's a light bulb. Oh.
Julie, what Sharon said was you probably got some great scrapbook papers that would actually work well in these. Sorry, she just put in comments that she didn't, in the chat, that she didn't quite pick up what you said.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Oh, and I've got these little bits in here. So I'm almost done with this piece. I want a couple more in there and a couple pieces of blank for, there's some blank. They'll get some vellum. Just, you know, if there's a place to put some little words, I think that would be cool. Like some found poetry, found word poetry, because these are found object books, you know? Okay, let's cut these out and we shall see here. Trim them up in a minute. Got that. So what did I decide my cover was here? It's this, right? So I need to decide the size of my cover. So that's going to be a width, I think. Probably trim it down a little bit more. Bless you. Are you sneezing over there?
I am. I had to mute it a second ago because I had a real go, but it's coming again. I think it's a touch of hay fever. I was in the garden today and I'm kind of a bit choked now. So apologies for the sniffs.
That's okay. You sniff away. These are great to stamp on. Your vellum. I love the way it looks. And the way it layers over things. So maybe I'll put a stamp on each one of these. Let's see. So I want every one of them to get a sheer piece. So that's what I'm doing here. So they will have some common threads that way. Like every one of them will get a piece to write on. Every one of them will get a sheer piece. So there's something to write on. Something to write on. It would be fun to take, if you've got like an old yearbook to cut up, it would be fun to do each page as a picture. Wouldn't that be cute? And if you did a paper hinge on it, then you can tear off the ones you want to add to things. So your clusters would be organized basically in a little book. I wouldn't use a metal hinge for that one though. Oh yeah, good for embossing folders. Absolutely. Let's see, I'm going to put this back. Don't need that. So who wants some of this one? I know we have some vellum on there, but I think I wouldn't hate another piece because this is got alcohol ink on it and it's interesting. So for you and for you. And now I feel like this is not, this needs more. It needs something else. I feel like.
Becky says yes. She's looking for an old yearbook.
Oh yeah, they're pretty easy to find. People don't like when their dad dies or when stuff is going on in life. People don't often save a yearbook. They don't want all their dad's yearbooks. It doesn't help them at all. The yearbook is only sentimental and special to the person it belongs to because then you can see all your friends in there. And honestly, if I had my dad's, which I do have one, I have his Navy book. I don't know any of the people in there. Not like he did, So, oh, this is embossed. It was a piece of, let's see. It's one of the stickers that come in a package where it has like the invoice on it, but it's a big sticker. And I've put the foil on it and then it's been painted. And I think having that hang out the bottom of one of these, but this already has texture and I have my cover. I don't really have a cover here. I could do that one. So let's see if I did this and let's see. I'm probably going to use one of them, but yeah, let's do one. Let's go ahead and cut that. And that'll be on my cover like this. Oh, that's going to look cool, huh? Oh, yeah. Okay. Great use of scraps here. You can add a piece of fabric. That would be okay. So I've got my whites sitting next to me. I've got an old sewing drawer, and it's got old pages in it or book pages. I want to create a place to write. And I'm just, I tuck like packaging and stuff in here too, if it's usable. Oh, here's just I don't know. Got some glue there. Be like a place to write that's got more interest. I was trying not to cut up full sheets, and look what I just did. Look what I did. I wasn't supposed to do that. Okay, and then by your paper cutter, you get these strips. Perfect use for these. So I'll be able to ink these up. So this one has that. Now I probably have enough in some of these to do another one, but we'll see. That one has a place to write with that one already. This one needs more something. I'm just looking for a super scrap here that's interesting enough for that. Oh, maybe. Nah. Hold on just a sec. So I've kind of made a rule for myself that I wasn't going to cut up a big piece. I was just going to use scraps. You can do that or don't do that, or, whatever feels right for you. This is out of one of those old magazines. I think I could use some of that because it looks like something interesting. But I did go to a bin that has some larger scraps in it. So that, I've had this forever. I printed on some of that really thin graph paper, a digital, and I think that is interesting. So maybe that. Let's see. Needs more earth tones, I think, or gold, yellow, blue. You could use acetate on the front too for your cover. That is okay. Not interesting. How about that sitting in the bottom of my bin here for no reason? Okay, now let's put them together and move on to our next step. That was a lot more digging, but we're making 5, so it's okay. And this is the scraps that I have collected that I'd like to get to here. So these are our backs. I may need one more of these in a scrap form if I have it. Or I could use a tag or something also. Here we go. I mean, it can be decorated or not decorated. So let's start with this one. Let's see. I'm going to arrange these the way I want them. So if I make this my cover, but I lay this over it, I kind of like that idea. Let the stars peek through. And I need to check before I do anything, check my width on my hinge. Make sure you're going the right direction too. This one folds all the way in where the bump is right here. So I'm going to lay that down that way so I know kind of what I'm doing there. So this will be my cover. This would be a great time to use a cutter because I'm so bad at that. Okay. And then we have, let's see, kind of gonna do different lengths, I think. So I've got the wallpaper here. Actually, you know, I'm gonna make that my cover and let the stars peek out underneath. And then I've got some music paper that needs trimmed down. Just gonna do that. And then this is a bit wide, but I think it's okay. Let's see, fix this, it's really crooked. You can only tell because of there's lines on music paper. And then I've got a piece of this. Gonna kind of separate those kind of in every other thing where I have a piece of writing paper or something a little more plain in between the things with a lot more interest. And then maybe I'll use this for my back on this one, because I can let the texture hang out the bottom that way, like that. So I'm going to see what I need to trim here. Did I include something a little more plain? There we go. And something a little more plain for writing. Okay. So get two sides down. Figure out kind of what I'm going to let the bottoms be irregular, but I do want the sides to be more even. You know, I need them to be more cohesive in the look for my eye. So that just means I'm trimming some of these down. And let's give this an interesting edge here. Like I could tear it, or I could just do something weird with it like that. I wish it was a tiny bit longer. I know I had more of that too. So there we go. I'm going to lengthen this a little bit so it can hang out more at the bottom with just a little piece of something hard, just a little something. Got this off cut right here. I'll use that. Let's use our glue. So this is doubled. It's a book page. And it's not necessarily hard, but it's harder than just a single page. So it's not quite cardstock, but it's okay. So lengthening. And it's so crooked. Come on. There we go. All these little teeny tiny strips. I'm throwing these away. Those can go in the trash. It's okay. So this is leftover right here, and I don't think I'm going to use that one. Or did I want to stamp on it? I'm looking at my lengths here. Maybe I will put it here and stamp on it. This kind of goes more toward the back. So I'm going to trade that. I think getting the order will be what takes you the longest when you make something like this. Okay. And then this. You could do a ribbon cut on it. I think my cover is just a tad bit too wide still. Okay, so there's number one. And I'm just setting it there. I'm not doing anything with it yet. Actually, maybe I'll put a paper clip on it so I don't mess it up. It's time for a drink of coffee. My mushroom coffee. So, uno. I'm not going to put it on there yet because I need to figure out what I'm putting on the cover. I may have something that hangs out under the hinge. So, all right, with this one, I'm going to use one of these for the back. It's cardstock and alcohol ink, and it matches. So I have to figure out what my size is first. So if I use, all of these are thin. So I think I'm going to use some of the map for the cover because I feel like that's interesting. And can it be this wide? I don't think so. I think I'm going to be cutting it down sort of that way. Getting your cover and your back will help guide you through the rest of it as well. So let's go like this. And I'm going to taper these again or let them graduate down again. So got my cover and my back here. Oh, I had two of them. I felt like that was weird. I didn't know I had two. It's a digital something. So same size, but longer. Another thing you can use besides a hinge is one of those ribbon clips. You know what I'm talking about? They have like teeth on them, and you put them on the end of ribbons to make a bookmark or a necklace or whatever. That would be great for the top of these. And I do have some of those. So let me see here. All right. So I'm going to be more precise about the graduating here this time, I think. And the sides. Throwing that away. I'm so proud of myself. So this goes underneath. And then we have the vellum I want to put here. Maybe I'll put the vellum on the front this time and stamp on it. I think that would be interesting because you can still see the map. All right, and then I have just these little pieces of paper to write on or to add something interesting to. And they don't have to graduate down. They don't have to stick out. And let's see. Oh, I could put that on the front. I said I was going to be precise about the graduation, but I'm changing my. Oh, maybe I won't use that. It's okay. He said this would be okay though. Doesn't matter about the length of this one. Just needs to be kind of straight. So that and a piece of this. This way. I'm in the zone, guys. Sorry. If I stop talking, it's better for you guys in the long run because that means that you can get more out of it, I'm sure. So let's see. Let's leave that one out. Let's go with that one. We just won't have as many pages this time. I do need another blank piece in here, don't I? Okay, I have. Oh no, I have one. Okay. Well, look at that. So these I didn't use. I'll stamp on the front of that. Set that down. And
now, Julie and I were just in the chat talking about the book that she has, and I just happened to find some copies of it, different years, and some of them are worth a fair bit. But as she was saying, it had already had things torn out of it and whatnot, so probably not worth anything. But yeah, it's always that concern, isn't it, when you get an old book that actually it might be worth something. And I do try and check before I then dig into them.
I'm going to use this for my cover this time. And this one I'm going to rip. I'm going to tear my ends. This is the right length, or the right width, but I'm going to tear it.
And Julie likes that you talk through your process.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys weren't here, I'd still be doing it. I'm terrible about it. Even if you guys aren't here, I'm still talking through it. Because it's like I'm I don't know. I talk through my process for my own benefit as well. You know, the dog thinks I'm crazy, I'm sure.
It sometimes helps reinforce what you're doing.
It does. Or you get better ideas from it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you inspire yourself with new ideas.
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna tear that. This is from an embossing folder from the packaging on the back. And I cut it out. That's what the embossing folder looks like. Obviously, it's one of the little Tim Holtz ones. So I need a piece of paper in between there. It needs to be like this. So I'm cutting the sides, but I'm tearing the bottom part. So this one, this one.
Hi, Sherry.
Sherry, hi. Glad you made it. We're doing a mass make of super scraps. I'm gonna let this one be a little longer. I'm sure they can explain it while I'm in the zone. And if you get a chance, go back and check out how this started, because it's actually a process that makes your life a little easier when you're making choices. So I'm going to put that on the back. This is from 2 different kits. Look at that. They go so well together. You know, it's not a kit. It's just a set of papers. So this is paper bag that's been gel printed, or I actually think this was sprayed. I don't think it was gel printed. A little longer. So that. All right, now let's look and see what we got here. We've got our cover, which is the corrugated cardboard with the crackle paste on it. Page 1. I feel like I need another one in between this one and this one. So you know what? I'm going to use a bit of rice paper that I've got sitting here. I'll lay this down just for my width. Need to fix this. So the top will need to be straight, though, for your hinge or your, you know, whatever you fold over the top of it. I mean, you can just use cardstock for that matter. All right. And these, I'll ink around all these little edges too. So this goes with this one. Let me get a clip here. Not putting it together yet, because then we'll figure out the cover. I'll probably assemble them last, you know, get all that taken care of. Oh, these clips would be good at the top too. Any of the bull clips or these kind can go up here. Like that. I mean, look at that. It's already cool. With that, I rusted this. Okay, there's that. So that's 3 down. And how much time did that take to get that far? That's pretty good. All right, now this one. So this one's a little bit different. Let's see. I want to use this for the cover. And this is really big. So I'm going to make it shorter. But do I want it this wide? Or do I want my words to go down? I like that, actually. Just like that. This one is going to be my skinny one. So also, let's trim from this side, making it shorter. So this will be my smallest one. That is so crooked. Man, I should be using my cutter. So there we go. That's our cover. And then we have, let's see, I need a piece of vellum underneath it. This isn't exactly, it's more like an onion skin than a vellum. Go this way. All the same width. Just, you can use your front or your back as your template, really. So we've got that. Kind of screwed up with that, didn't I? Maybe this needs to go in another one, like here. Because I don't want to cut that ticket up. I have other tickets. I have a box of numbers and stuff. I probably could put a number in here. That would be fun. So got my paper
So
here.
Julie's asking if you crimped that yourself.
The cardboard?
I think so.
No, it's just a hunk of cardboard. You know, I just peeled off the top layer so it exposed the corrugation. And it was for another project that I did in the background, either an anniversary project or a collaboration project. And this was just the leftover scrap, but it's got crackle paste, you know, pushed down in there. And then it's been sprayed. So it went down into the cracks. It's fun. Okay, so we've got that. And then this one, let's see, we're going to go this way with it, but I'm going to put these two pieces farther away from each other because I'm not thrilled with the colors together. I mean, it doesn't matter, but because they're all the same size this time. But do I throw it away or not? It's so hard. It's difficult. You know, I think I'll throw some map in there because I took that away. So we're going to go like this. It's easier if you're just holding one piece, though. All right. Squared piece here. You can trim it all up after you get it in there too, if you just kind of get the random size and then you get it glued or put in with your brads, and then you can trim it after it's all together if you want to make it exact. I think it looks good both ways. So we've got page, 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 page. We'll just trade the vellum for the front. This, I really like this of that magazine. It's got food on the back, but it's a nice muted, you know, kind of white. It's got a pattern on it though. Actually, let's go this way with it and I get more of it. And let's go like this, this. Not using the hot air balloon now, obviously.
Hi, Chris.
Oh, hey, Chris. How are you? I know I keep sending invitations out because I don't have Facebook anymore, you guys. It's like the only way I can let everybody know. And I've been doing it 2 days ahead. I think I should actually do it the day before or the night before, which I used to do. When is the best time to get a notification and a reminder, guys? I'm curious about that, about what works best. Okay, we got this, we got this. Now we need a back. Did we put a back on that? We didn't put a back on that one. Where did my cardboard go? I had a hunk of cardboard. Okay, where'd I set it, guys? It was here. It has to be over here. Oh, it's right there. I didn't put a back on this one. I just realized. So I must. One must. Let's go this way. Can't forget that. There. Did I put a back on this one? Yeah. And is there? Yep. Okay. All right. So I need a back here. being exact. Get the fuzz on the sticky. You could add these little books to a paper clip as well. And it could be on the front of the paper clip and you clip down on the top of the book. I think that would look cool. Okay, so let's see. We've got our little book here and they're all the same. I hope they're supposed to be, at least. Look at that. Cute. You know, this might be more interesting. This side with the more gold on it, I think. All right, let's use the back as my template. I'm changing my mind there on that. So let's use this side. I just think this other piece is more interesting. It looks different. It was a gel print cleanup sheet and it was just like one of the off, pulls at the end. And I just kept, or a roll off. It could have been a roll off. You know what? It was a roll off. And then I put oh my gosh. I put a gloss on it, on the whole thing. And then I put the gold crackle paste on it over a stencil. And I just love the way it looks. But it was for a project.
So Julie says she's happy to get reminders either way, so in other words, whenever. Becky
I just don't want to bug people,
No,
if I do it twice.
Yeah, Becky says she sets an alarm on her phone for 5 minutes before you start streaming on Fridays.
Oh, that's nice.
I mean, the good thing is when you post the kind of thumbnail, it should appear.
Right. Well, and I always worry. I don't want to bug people and overdo it, but I also feel like sometimes I need a little bit of notice so I can plan ahead. But then I also need the reminder when it's time because, I just remembered I have these interesting pieces here too. I could probably use. Okay, so I don't need it. So I know this is my front and it's actually going to lay over another piece. I have to decide here which one it looks. I think it looks good with the wallpaper. It looks good with this. I think the wallpaper. What do you guys think? Wallpaper or this? And I'll make this one long and skinny again.
Yeah, Anne loves the reminder so she can plan ahead.
Oh, cool. Okay. I think I'm kind of thinking the wallpaper. What do you think, guys? I didn't even consider this. No, I'm thinking the wallpaper. That's good.
Yeah.
Because I have to decide my size. And this is so uneven. Let me even it up. Even it up. Even it up. Even it up. That's all I know from that heart song. I know a lot of heart songs, but not that one. Okay, so that's going to be my basic size. So I'll decide on my back here. This fuzzy piece. Probably don't need it because I have, this is cardstock too, as is this one. We can do that. That's fine. Is it even though? Okay, so front and back. That's so not even.
Oh, Anne says she'd also appreciate a list of supplies too, although she knows that's a lot of extra work. Yeah.
Most of the time I found that people like to watch and they didn't want to actually kind of create along. I used to list supplies though, and I am more than happy to do it again. More than happy. I just stopped doing it because I found that most people were watching. Okay. This one has some texture paste on the back, but it was just like a leftover. It doesn't, I'm not highlighting it. I mean, I could, it's blue, but Nah.
So Chris says, I'll try to catch on Fridays. Next week I start summer school and mountain time, so it's 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily for 5 weeks.
That's right. I remember you do that. So my new schedule is Fridays. We stopped doing the Saturday schedule. It's been something I wanted to do for quite a while now, but I didn't want to shake things up too much. And I'm really happy with the new schedule. I am. Okay. Why do I keep putting that back? I'll just use this one. And you know, that also means, because before I actually streamed twice a month and then threw in extras, and now I'm every Friday. So it was nice to make a commitment for an extra day. Let's see. This one's a little short, but that's okay. This is such a good way to use up all those little scraps. I've got, you know, several bins of them, and I need to find more projects that uses these little scraps up. So I've got this goes, let's go like this. Now that's going to be far apart. This, 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 this. I need another piece of white. Maybe we need to start a super scrap series for all of us that hoard all of our little bits, like as an intention to use them. Okay, this is back. Did I get a white piece right there? Nope. White, blue. Another piece of vellum, because I've got the onion skin on this one, but or maybe this tissue. I keep bending the foil. Okay, tissue paper. I love all the different textures in an art junk journal. Some, you know, you can use fabric. You can, I mean, it's the same deal here. You know, find different textures on purpose to use. It just makes things so interesting. And it could be that no one ever flips through this little book, but I know it's there. Okay, so there we go. And that makes 5. So, oh, does it? Yeah, that makes 5. That looks pretty cool right there. So I think I'm going to do this one first. If I put a clip on it, it's gonna bend my foil, and that is foil. So the first thing that I want to do is use a bit of glue and kind of get it here. You could use tape. You could use a staple. A staple would be just quick and easy for everything. And then you can cover the staple, you know, but I want to get that piece on the front.
You did it again, didn't you?
What?
That thing that gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Oh, put the pin in my mouth?
Yes.
I always do it. I've been doing it for years.
I could tell that was there.
Oh, that's so funny. I'm sorry. So I want to age all my little edges here, and I've got some black next to me, but I've also got, I'm going to use the ground espresso in the vintage photo just for anything that's stark white. And I need to find a tiny stamp for my vellum. And I do have some stamps next to me, just looking for a tiny one here. Oh, I wonder if I have these little girls. I don't think they're next to me though. Little characters that are teeny tiny and perfect for this. They're not little girls. They're like super cool little images. Just a sec, let me grab them. They're right here. Hopefully they're right here. Everything's in an envelope, so I'm just flipping through real quick here. I just saw them like 2 days ago because I was getting some stamps out for a project. There they are. Awesome. These are perfect for this. Now, you can use, the original thought for these was to use a character and use one of the little photos on the front. but because they're all different sizes, these are a little big and they're a little too much. So I think having a little stamp would be good. And these are great stamps. They're all kind of different. She's ballet. Some of them look biblical. There's an angel. This one is, oh my gosh, what's Mercury with the horns, or not horns, but the feather cap. This is like a gypsy dancer. They're all just really cool. So I've got that down. Now I'm going to go to, let's see.
Yeah, Julie was saying something earlier about her stamps, that she's still not getting clear images from her stamps. I think
from the ones that you just got, Julie?
Yeah, I think that's what she was saying, because I saw her mention something about it the other day.
I'm going to use a permanent ink. Put my stays on here. Just going to go right on this vellum. Cool if these were on the front, but you know. And because it's a little shorter than her, and you notice I'm taking the mountain to Muhammad here. And maybe, Julie, that's what you need to do. When they are precise like this, it is easier to, see that? It is easier. Bye, Becky. Thank you for being here. To put your paper on your stamp instead. I just, you know, that way you know you're not going to get any wiggle in it. It works out better. Okay, now I messed up my order here. So should we just do it that way so I can have that in the front? She's so cool. She's kind of wet. All right. So I'm going to use my staple to make this fast and easy. And what I'm going to end up doing is using brads to go through the little holes here. Or maybe I can just put a clip on it. I won't use a staple. I'm going to use a clip on it. I'm doing it. I'm going to go like, get them all lined up. Going to go like that. Not lined up. You can do a little extra trimming after something's sticking out. So, oh, I was saying, you know, I couldn't find my awl. And it's here on my desk, and I'm sure it just dropped between my little jars here. I was looking for it yesterday and could not find it. And I have a few awls. So that's kind of sad. It's pretty sad. So I'll use this instead. So I'm going to use a marker or, you know, a pen, something that I'll be able to see, to poke through here. Let's see if this one shows up. Got that. I'll line it up with foil on top, so that should work out nice, actually. Keep it clipped, turn around, go again. Now I'll need tiny brads for this. Grab those. If you don't want to use brads, you can glue it down and then just use some flat back, you know, pearls or whatever, or even some of your liquid pearls on it. Like that. Let's see. I'm just going to pull out the silver ones here because I have more of those. They're all mixed together, and I dig out the little bronze colored ones all the time, so I'm really low on those, actually. All right, so let's see if this will work. Got this big long needle here. I really need to find that awl. not good if it's missing. And I always put it back in the same place, so I don't know how that's even possible. So I guess where do I have another one? I usually have one in here. I have one on my desk. I don't know where the one is from here. Must have been using it on something. Probably squishing my foil here. Going through. No. So, Julie, a ribbon also can be wrapped around the top. You do not have to have the hinge if you do not want to, or if you can't find them. I just think they look cool. Okay, we're gonna go. Come on, hole. I know you're there.
Hi, Mo.
Oh, Mo, hey. Oh, you've been here a few minutes. Is this your dinner time? It's not going through. Would be better if I had an all. All right.
So yeah, Sherry was saying a little while ago that she mostly watches and listens because she doesn't have a lot of options for glue and the kind of different supplies that you use, but she does love what you do. But I mean, I think that's the thing, you know, just as you were saying there to Julie, you could use ribbon or you could,
yeah,
many different things. You could just put a piece of paper across the top of it. You could staple them in place even, and then cover it with a little bit of paper or a jump ring, anything of that sort. So
yeah, you could sew it.
Just
sew the
use
top.
what you have. Yeah.
You can use eyelets. Eyelets are always nice. Just punch a hole through the top or a couple of them and put an eyelet in. Oh, look at that. Now, if you want your hinge to open, you would do them separately. That's all. I would glue the back one so it's not lumpy. And I would put these on the front for decorative, purpose. And maybe we'll do the next one like that. But this one just flips. But let's ink it up real quick. And maybe, wait, I'm not going to ink it up. I'm going to do that all at the same time. Because that actually saves you, doing them at the same time is the reason why a mass make helps. It's why it works better. So I think that looks really awesome. There is one thing that I didn't do that I should do. It needs to have a way to hang it up. And I should have put a thread in between there. But I can take the back off and just run one up there. I don't think I can get a needle in there. But it needs to have a place to, and I need to remember a place to hold. Let's do this one a little bit different so that it can be flipped open. Let's see. Well, why did I take that off? Also, you have less figuring out to do because, our process, we spend time figuring out how to achieve our this or that, and after you've figured it out, then you can do it 5 times real quick, it's a little bit different.
Hi, Lisa.
All right, so with this one, I'm going to, let's see, I'm thinking real quick here about how I can open it. I don't think I can do it with a little one because it's so small. There's not a lot of room to put, things like that. What did I do with my brads? Did I put them back? Where are my brads? Oh, they're right next to me. Well, everything's right next to me, but, Okay, so pull those silver ones again. Get it lined back up. But, it's the problem solving that we do, you guys. I mean, when we do mixed media art like this, that makes us experimenters and problem solvers. I mean, that's why we do it, isn't it? And I usually give lots of options about other things you can use if you don't have what I have in my hand. I do know that often you guys won't have exactly the same supplies. Oh, that was a gold one.
Are you going to put a hanger on it this time?
Oh gosh, thank you. Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good call on that. On the other one, I just have to undo it and put the hanger on, but still. So all I'm going to use for this is a bit of wire. And I've got some scrap wire sitting here, just, some nothing wire. I don't know why it is a scrap that's been in my thing for so long. But I think it's perfect for this. I think it unwound from the spool and then got tangled, and it was on my desk at one point. It's just one of those pieces that floats around. I'm not sure how long. Now, see, this is one of those times where I'm trying to figure it out as I go. And if you figure it out once, you can figure it out 5 times. I mean, it makes it go quicker. And these could be very different, every one of them. But, they're going to have some similar things, like you got to have some sort of a hinge on it or a holder for it at the top, something that binds it together, some way to hang it, some sort of decoration on it or a cover of some sort. That little book is so skinny, I have to turn the brads. You can put a little washi tape over the back, over the brads if you want, so that you don't catch them on anything. Just, that's all it takes. So I'm going to take I'm just going to twist it. It's not even. Somewhere in the middle, like that. And this wire is so thin. I will deal with that in a minute. So now I know that for the hinge, I need about this much wire. And I can probably get 2 out of that one. Okay. So one problem solved, making it quicker. It's like assembly line. You're not digging things out over and over again. You're not, it just makes sense.
Yep, and as Julie says, you could also probably wrap the wire around the head of the brad.
You probably could. Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if I do this ahead of time, maybe I can just do it this way. I bet I could run the wire through, like it would have to be on the back, and then add some beads to the wire even. That would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Just need a way to hang it. I'm sure there are other options. You could put a clip on it. I mean, technically. So this wire is shorter, but I'll show you what I'm planning to do with the other one there that I need to finish twisting. What I'll do is I'll take some of these, and I'm no jeweler. I just work it out as I go. But I'm gonna kind of do that. And twist it some more. And there's my hanger. It's trimmed. I guess I need that one, don't I? Still open it. Okay, so this one, they all have the torn edges. I didn't have a back, so I got that. Now, which one do I want to stamp here, actually? I'll stamp the egg or the onion skin. That's fine. And I'll get a different one this time. Let's go with you. Now, I'm not putting these on the cover. These could, if I gave these to somebody, if I gave one of these little books to someone, they could technically tear these little pages out. It would be really fun. And then they would have this image that they could use. See, it gets a little fuzzy if you go this way and not put your paper to your stamp.
Oh, Mo says, look how cool the bird scissors look with the book on its back.
The book on it with this?
Yeah. So look at the bird scissors, your scissors, and then on top of that.
Oh, yeah. I love these scissors. All right. Now, I have to decide, do I want to put something from here? And I think this time with the corrugated, I'm going to show you another option. I'm going to put a ribbon on it, or a piece of velvet, or, you know, just something down the middle. And then I'll screw it in with the hinge. Piece of black maybe, or a piece of red. Black. I like black. I have this really beautiful thick satin ribbon here that I'll use. Well, it's got folds in it. That's going to make me mad. I'm just going to hang it down like a little flap. Just like that. So I'm going to, like this one, like I did, I'm going to glue this to the front first. This side. And this is folded in half, even though it's really thick already. But I'm going to go ahead and give it a touch here, just to keep it together. Should be using fabric glue. Sorry, I did that thing again. Gosh, I don't know if I can be untrained for that. Shannon, did you go out and come back in? Whoops, go this way to the smaller piece first. Or did someone else come in you're saying hi to?
I think it's because Mo said hi.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't looked at the screen very much, so I have been in the zone. You know, I do overdo it with like giving you options. Like I'll give you like 100 options, and that sometimes gets overwhelming. I do know that. I'm aware. I am aware. I try not to, but I like to give everybody all those options so they know that they too can do this, you know, with the supplies that they have.
Exactly. Oh, Anne says she made a hanger from a pull tab from a soft drink can.
Oh, that's a good idea. I've seen those where they put like a tiny picture in them and make it into like a little frame. That looks cute too. You got to find a pretty tiny image though. That's where your yearbooks are probably good. Like, cause you can use, let me see if I can get, well,
I suppose group photos you could cut small images.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. There we go. Stay in place. Get in the middle. And I'm going to be going through ribbon here. And it is kind of thick too, but it is easier if I go on my mat that is self healing, which is underneath this. So yeah, I'm getting bigger and better holes from it than when I was holding it up. Just making sure. I need a brad that's got a small head but has a little bit longer reach. But I do not I don't know that they make those. I have bigger ones that are, you know, the head is bigger. I cannot speak if I'm you know, words.
Hey, Mama Juju.
Hi, Juju. Okay, there we go. So that one's, so these are not done. I'll do the covers next. I'm just getting through the assembly part here. Assembly. Just tore some of that off. Those are so cool. I love them. Okay. And then we have this one. And these ones, this one I decided it needs to be all different sizes. And I probably do need to cut down the sides, however. This will be my guide for the sides, I guess. Or it needs to be. No, I want that to stick out. Is that too wide for the hinge? You know, there is something I can do. Watch this. Now, I was saying you can have all different shapes. Let's see, we want this one. And I'm doing 3 at a time here.
So Anne's saying she poked a hole through all the pages and sandwiched the tab in between the cover and pages and attached with a small brad. So, yeah, so putting it into the center or into the middle of the pages.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you don't even have to have the hinge. You can just use brads. Yeah, I got these hearts recently. I really like. Oh, I got to glue this down to this. I was like, what am I doing? Okay. You could use a piece of a strip of glue on each page and glue them together. Or I've seen people, and I don't know, I just wouldn't trust it. I've seen people make books by gluing the edge here. I just don't think I would trust that. I don't think so. So I need to, these ones are all different. So I'm just going to go through and using the same one. Let me flip them over this way so I don't lose my spot. I already did, didn't I? This is where I find out if my sides are square. Don't you hate that? Where you go in with your corner punch and realize that it's not even. So far, so good. Probably spoke too soon. Murphy's Law and stuff. This one probably is too delicate. It is too delicate. This one I don't need to do because, let me see if I can back this one. Yeah. I don't need to do that one because I've got that tab at the top, so it technically has rounded edges. It's small. If you lengthen a page, you really only need the piece to be as wide as your tab. That's it. Okay, so let's see where we're at here. Got them messed up there. So I'm going to go like this. I feel like that one is still too wide. And didn't I do the corners on that? I missed a couple here. You can use your circle punch if that's all you have and just snip the edges and it kind of gives it that ticket look. The shape. So this. Okay. All right. Just kind of want to get them even. Get that in the middle. I probably could glue that guy down because I have the tab in the back. Come on. Be nice. Because I did these corners like that, I think what I'm going to do is round this way. See how crooked I can get that. I did okay. It wasn't so bad. And now it's like bangs. Shorter on one side, shorter on the other side. Clip, clip, clip. That's how we get really short bangs, isn't it? Come on. When they're all different widths, it's harder to line it up. Now it just looks crooked. Oh, pooey. Pooey you. Okay. I think I got it. Keep them clipped together while you do this part, though. That's for sure. And double check and recheck your edges to make sure it's lined up, because it so easily doesn't. Oh, I need to get a wire on this, and I need to stamp that page. I'm sure there's other ways to add, like I could do a string here, a cord of some sort. If I used a larger wire, I could make a loop on each side instead of in the middle up here, but we're just doing these the same this time. So I was thinking about it, and the last few times, I mean, most of the time when I make something, I take so long to do it, and that's because I'm enjoying it, and that's okay. If you are getting joy out of it, it doesn't matter if it took you 6 hours to make it, you know, that's okay. Did you enjoy yourself? That's the whole, you know, point. So, boy, that's crooked. All right. Let's go with our little scissors again. But I think once in a while we have to do these for our brain here. Something like this. So we feel like we accomplished something for one. And, you know, it's easier if I stand up. Feel like you accomplished something, and then you can look at it and go, look, I made 5 things, you know. Right. And I need to find my awl. I think it probably fell down. Like I put it between, I've got a nest of jars.
Yeah, Mo was saying that she'd love to kind of see each page inside. You know, we'd be delighted to see each page. And I think that's the thing that, you know, when you put these things together, although you said you might never look at it again, there is something just about going through the pages, and there's that kind of tactile sense,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
that, and the sound, you know, the crinkling of the pages,
Mm-hmm.
the different types, the, you know, the vellum sounds different to the
Exactly.
other pages, and it's great.
And it is, I mean, it's fun. I'm going to shorten this one just a hair. Be like bangs again. This would be a great project to swap. If anybody's doing a swap, this would be such a fun swap, because you could mass make them and then, you know, pick 3 people, send them out, or, you know, choose one and have a person to send it to. I think that would be fun. Okay, I'm doing some trimming here.
Yeah, and Julie was saying you could use those kind of triangular shaped picture hanging things. And I mean, I think that's it. Just, there's so many different things you could actually use.
Yeah. And with this one, maybe I will do something crazy here. I have some big safety pins in here. And it's possible that I can get a safety pin in there. or maybe a paper clip. You could, you know, maybe figure out if you can get something like that on there. These are bigger. Let's see. Or a bobby pin. So let's see if it still closes if I do this. Look at that. I want to make sure I get it on the right side. So where it opens, it needs to be able to open so I can clip it to something. And how cute would this be on a coat?
Oh, yeah, a wearable journal. Wow.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I think we're on to something there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to find the bigger safety pin. I've got bigger ones too. No. No, I think I put them in my rust thing. I started rusting some things this morning, and I know I have some large safety pins in here. I think those are the same size. Okay, we're not out of the woods yet. Hold on. I don't think I put any here. You know, I did think about it, but no. Hey, you know what else? I love using these things. You guys could put your book, make a tiny one, and use this inside, you know, like let the book hang over and hang it up with that on the coils. How cool would that be? I love making jewelry out of these because a bead fits in there perfectly. If you've got one with a larger hole and then you put both sides through it, and it's very cool. Or a charm, or, you know, a charm nested between beads. Aha. I had some bigger ones here. There we go. Oh, wearable journal. How fun. It really is fun. All right. Now, if I was wanting to, I could actually wire this to the safety pin, or I could put a bead on both sides and, you know, just a little one. And maybe I will do that. Actually, let's see what I've got here that's smaller to put on both sides of it. Oh, I can't do that because, oh yeah, I can. No, I can't, because I can't get it on there. It's got to be on the other side so that we can pin the, sorry, I had a moment there. You could put a pin back on them though. So it's going to go like that. So never mind the beads. Saved. We're saved. No beads. Okay, so it's going like that. Oh, that's so cool. A wearable journal. How many times have I opened this? Okay, there we go. It is a bit fiddly, but that's okay. All right. Get it snug on there. I will stamp on the front of this one. Okay. Kind of going a little quicker if I stand up to do this part. Okay, and then with these, our next step is going to be to, darn you, little fiddly. No. There we go. Our next step is going to be to use a found object on each one. Now, I could have actually called the hinge a found object because it's unusual, but we're going to choose something else that, you know, I dug out of the toolbox today, or out of my little tray of whoozy what's it's down there, and kind of make a dangle for it somehow to hang somewhere. Even if I add like a ribbon. Go ahead.
Just so you know, that's you at the 2 hour.
Oh, okay. Okay, so what I'll do, I'm not going to finish unless you guys want me to finish one today. That's totally up to you if you want me to finish one. But if I'm finishing one, it's going to take me longer than it, you know, finishing 5 is quick. Or I can finish them and then get back to you with the photos. We could do it that way. Oh, look how cute it is. I want to get it on there more evenly. There we go. Oh, that's so cool. We need to stamp on that one, different stamp. Let's see. I have to stamp this way this time because this is my favorite one in the set. Because I should have taken that to it in the first place. Or can I? No, I can. Where's my ink? So what's the vote on that? Do you want me to finish one off? You know, maybe, or just work on it for a few more minutes, or do you want me to come back with the results and photos?
Just wait to see what people say in chat.
There we go. Oh, isn't that cool? Ah!
Yeah.
I guess she does have wings. I always looked at it like they were on her head. That's my favorite one in the set. It is a cool set. Okay, so let me know what the verdict is there, and put a couple of these things away. I don't need them right here.
We've got 1 for keep going. Yep, 2 for keep going for a bit longer.
Okay. So a found object. Let me see what I have in here. I vacuumed my room the other day, and here I am just throwing it all on the floor again. Now with this one, I found this in something. I don't remember what. I could actually hang something beside this one. I think that would be really cool. And it doesn't say anything, I don't think. Too hot for you. Oh, it does say something. Oh, that's funny. This would be cool on something, but you know, maybe this is more of a spine thing. If this is going to be something that hangs on the side of the journal or is pinned to like the top or whatever, you might not want it very long. If it's a dangle, this will be pinned, so it could be longer. Let me see. I've got some weird little things here. Found object. That means something that you wouldn't usually use. So I've got these things that came off of, got a couple of them. They came off of embroidery thread or something. Whatever this was, it was $6.50. So this had to have been some jewelry, like in a jewelry box where they would have a price because it's old. And I think this would be really cool on one of them. So maybe that one, and I center it again. I don't usually go evensies, but let's do it. I could actually put it right here. Nope, like it there. So that's a found object there. And then, let's see, not found objects. Okay, that's all right. I have them over here. So I have all these weird little things here. I know I'm gluing that down. They're all very different, yet, you know, it was nice to be able to do them all together like this. I need to get a wire on that one. Maybe this one, I think I'm going to hang something with one of these old things because I've got some silver on there, kind of mixed metal. And this can be my found object for this. And I'll just have to find a charm to put on it. And I'll use that hole right there. Let's see. Found object maybe is, I've got these, they're rivets that came out of something and they have words on them. And I think that's pretty cool. So maybe that goes on there somewhere. It kind of sticks up far. Maybe not. Oh, I found a guitar pick. I could always get a hole through it. I should just make this into a charm itself. Let's see. Got washers. Okay, I'm going to put that one there. There, and hang something from it. Now, if you leave, this is so uneven now. If you leave a piece hanging like this, it's a good time to, I'm going to put an eyelet in there, and then I can hang something from the bottom of it, because you've got the piece that hangs down in the back. So just a little eyelet. Color, please. I wish I had some rusty eyelets. I need to throw some of those in the bucket, don't I? I'll just use one of these because, yeah. Because of the color. It's a good time to use your hardware. I gotta switch this around. It's a double, so I think this one. I think it's always a guess. And these eyelets are a little bit bigger than the hole, so I gotta do a couple of them. That was probably the last time I used my awl, was to poke out the center. So maybe I did sit it in a weird space. That would be unusual, but you know, a little more. There we go. Yeah, that looks cool. Let's see if I can get this on here right. And Julie, remember you were asking about the ones that had the washer. Usually it's if the back is going to show, which it could in this case, because this will be hanging. It just helps to fit, and it didn't even work. Helps to finish the back off. I don't know why it didn't work. Oh, I know why. This. Well, might be a bit too late now on that one, but there we go. I just won't use that one. It's fine. So found object. So this is not as strong as the cardstock, so I want it to be something light. Lightweight. I have this stuff here. How about a spring? Got some springs in here, and they're light. That might be kind of fun. I need to use this on one of them. You can do puzzle pieces like this too. I got this out to share because you could lay out puzzle pieces and do a mash make as well. It's got to be light, lightweight, lightweight. Do you guys have any interest in buttons, in my covered buttons that I used to make? I'm doing some of those one day. I actually had somebody that used to get a hold of me regularly and say, I'm out of buttons. I need more buttons. I'm going to hang that on there. It's missing its wire. That happens a lot. Come on, found object. A bullet shell casing. Something in here. It's got to be lightweight. Too heavy. Maybe that. Maybe I'll break that in two. Wonder if I can get the hole punch through my penny, or my hole punch through a penny, because they're sharp. They have like, I bet it would damage it. It's worth a thought one day. So you guys probably want to see what I'm doing. This is the worst of the worst of my junk. I usually have things separated into pretty little, there's a found object that's a lightweight washer, into pretty boxes, but these ones are not, I mean, they're meh. So they just get thrown in there. All right, or one of these. These are cool. It's an old pair of earrings with these weird charms. And I don't mind. That short one right there would be cool. The flower, if they're like this, let's see. I want to get out my cutter. How you doing, Kylie? If you can't
Yep.
say, that's okay.
No, I'm fine.
Okay, good.
Mo said that her sister bought her a cool tin and said, sorry, there are no buttons inside.
Oh, do you need buttons? I have so many buttons. Kylie, do you need buttons?
I have quite a number of buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought of something. I can use these and use this part. Whoa, watch your eyes. I need goggles. I can use this part on the top up here by the hinge and then hang this one from the bottom. I don't usually do a lot of matchy, but I'll do that for this one because this is light and this isn't very sturdy. So I need a jump ring. If I can get one out, I mean. Okay. Let go, darn you. They're all tangled. Okay. Is this big enough? So go like this and go like. It's not big enough. After all that, it's not wide enough. Make sure it hangs right. It's like that thing is made out of lead. It's old. It's probably from like the 80s or something when we still had lead in things. Okay, and then with this, I'm going to use now you can use gem glue or whatever works for you, but your glossy accents works really well for this little stuff like this. So I'm probably going to, let's see if I can get any more of that off. There's a little nub there. Yeah, that's easy. It's almost like plastic. And then none of it has to make sense. I mean, I don't know what this is from 1925. I don't know what it is. Presented by, I don't know what it's from. Okay, set this off to the side. That's looking pretty cool. You know, I should have aged it before I did that, but we're trying to hurry it along here. So that's pretty cool. And it'll get something at the top too, probably a bead on that wire. All right. Now, if I could use one of these, where does it go? Maybe that goes actually on here. And then this goes on the bottom. I really want to use this, but I'm not feeling like that's the spot. Let's get this glued down. Do I want to put an eyelet in this so I can hang something from it? That's a good idea. I can do that part off camera because I feel like I'm going to need to get out my little hammer for that. Because I'll have to flip it upside down. And okay, so whoops, this goes here. This is just the tiniest little textured bit of foil. And then this texture here, it's got the ridges like this texture does, which is fun. Darn. So I've either got this and this, or I've got this and then something from the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and punch a hole in this. I think it's fun when you find things like this that you can punch a hole in, or things that already have a hole, that would be unusual to use. I think that's a great way to do that. And even upside down, because it's found objects, it just makes it fun. It's interesting.
I just saw that Mo said, Sharon, you can't say the 80s makes it old. It means we are old.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Vintage.
We are vintage. Yes, we are. Okay, so this is really lightweight. We'll go ahead and go with this. I almost wish it hung down lower than the book, but let's see how this looks. If I need to, I could use a piece of chain also. If I want to use it, chain for different length. I don't know why, but my threaders always seem to lose the wire at the end. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's happened to any I've had as well.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think a piece of chain is what I need. But I do want to use this is just foil. It's hardly anything. It feels like it could probably tear pretty easily even. It punched so easily. Okay, so piece of chain. So I can have a different length here. Let's see what I got. Let's see, is this long enough? Yeah. And it's not silver, but I'm using mixed metal here. I mean, that's silver, that's rusty gold. This is silver. This is kind of a brass color. And I like mixing it all together like that because you're not limited. I don't like it when I'm limited. And this is already on my desk, so I'm going to use this. I know it's big, but I feel like it needs some red on it. This. It's too bad. I could hang a little something else on the chain. I have to decide. I'm going to take some of that chain away and let it hang about right there. So with the eye in mind, or the jump ring in mind, I'm going a little shorter. It's like bangs again. And then let me get one of these out. Get that out of there. Don't want the broken one. So do you have any new shows you've been watching, Kylie?
No. Well, the only thing I'm kind of watching at the moment is a program we have here called, well, at this time of year, it's Spring Watch with Chris.
Oh, I watched that too.
Yeah.
But right now we only have Winter Watch. We don't get them
right.
at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah. So Spring Watch just started on Monday, and I do like it. So yeah.
Yeah, I do too. He's such a goofball. He's inappropriate. He's sexist. But you're not sure if he's kidding or what.
Yeah.
Usually.
He's good. I like him a lot.
He's like an old goose. Yeah.
He's autistic.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's very likable.
Yeah.
But sometimes he says things and I'm like, you can't say that anymore.
I think him and Michaela Strachan, who is his co-editor. Yeah. I think they have a connection. So yeah. I don't mean anything beyond.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, yeah, they're both married. Yeah,
but yeah, no, they're very good together. So that really is the only thing I've watched this past week. Cool. Yeah, there's not much on TV at all.
So this is, like Roman. It's like a Roman coin, upside down. Got her, and somehow they just go together. I feel like it needs a little red bead. I will get to that, but we're doing our found objects right now. Basically, I know this is barely found, but It's found in that bucket. This one and this one we have left. I wish I could use this, but maybe I can use this at the top. You know, I could do a whole book and make this the top instead of a hinge too. This old fuse, but the colors are so good. And I've been hoarding those forever. Let's see, I have gone through so many series on Netflix because I will just, you know, it'll take me 2 nights to watch one because they have 6 episodes or whatever. How about an old key? How about an old key? No, it's bigger than the book. I can't do it. Let me see. Rusty safety pin. No. I need a tiny found object for this. Might have to go with, that is a worn copper washer and it's all dinged up. Like it's been through, I don't know what, but it's still shiny. It's very rough. Isn't that funny? I don't know. Like, you know how when you use pliers on it, they start to look kind of stripped or they get dents in them. Well, it's everywhere on this. And I'm not sure how, but maybe I could do that with it. Or here's another idea for you guys. You can glue to the back of your hinge to make your hanger too. It just needs to be something probably a little thinner than that, but a washer would be great for that. Maybe that's what I'll do on this one. I'll use one of these little flat washers. Okay, well, I'm just going to put this right here because I'm making quick decisions, right? Snappy, snappy. These would be great for sewing. You can do these out of fabric, you guys, and do a little sampler in them, you know, like different stitches on each page, or wouldn't that be cute? Or, you know, like if this was a little stronger, I would stop and couch this down, you know, sew it around onto there. Wouldn't that look cool? But that's okay. So we got our found object there. Here, let's grab one of these lighter weight washers. What about this one? No. Something lighter weight. Or can I spring one of this through there? This one's a little stronger. Maybe there's room. I mean, I can still put the washer on it, but how strong is that back piece? I have an idea. Oh no, she has an idea. Old jewelry findings would be pretty cool on these. Also, if you can find like the necklaces and stuff that have these pieces on them, or where they had a double chain, I think these make really good focal points for dangles and charms. And I happen to have quite a few of those kind. There's a little plastic one. Isn't that weird? No, I don't know why. Just thought I'd mention that. You can, you know, use those at the top instead of a hinge too. All right, so what if I put this here so I can hang something evenly down the back? Or this would have to be on there pretty good. Or even just a large jump ring. And that's not a found object. So I still have to find one. One of these I could glue to the back. That's pretty lightweight. And then I have a place to hang something. There's a bit of chain that can go there. Let me look in my thing here real quick. You know, part of the problem is my found objects I stuck in here to rust. A lot of them. So if I can just pull something out from, oh my goodness. What if, you know how the one is on a safety pin? What about one of these old hair clips from the beauty shop, from the beauty parlor? These are not rusting. Come on. I do have a bunch of little bits in the bottom that were from my found object bin, though. So what about this? Does that count as a found object? And then I can take the wire off, put this here, and then it clips on, or it can go this way. No, it's got to go this way. Clip onto the bottom. Oh, I love that. These would make a good hidden paper clip too. So what if I just use these for beads, put this on the back. Yeah, okay. And I will glue it and then I will tape it, but I need to find something I can put in the middle that isn't going to stick to the glue. So it doesn't get squished in there. And I don't know what that is. It's too bad I don't have a tiny piece of silicone. Vellum. It doesn't like to stick. I do have a piece here. I'll use vellum. Okay, so I'm going to put this between so they don't, so it doesn't get stuck shut. Put this down, and I'm putting the, let's see, does it go this way? No. Where, you know how they're curved, kind of that way? I'm curving it toward the front that way. These are easy to find too, and it's already rusty. Look at that. The coil in the middle is, at least. All right, so I'm going to glue this down, and then I'm going to tape it down so it'll stay in place. So dangerous. You're going to have glue all over this vellum. That's okay. I can rip the vellum off. I can't unstick the metal. Okay, and then we're going to tape it down. Whoa, whoa. I'm going to use this kind of tape. One that's open already. This one. Nope, that one's not open either. Where's the one that's open? It's a micropore medical tape. It doesn't really stick to things. I mean, it does a good job. It's good for temporary stuff like this. Okay, so taped it down. And I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more of this. It's oozing out anyway. I feel like I need to use it, but I have a plan. I don't know about this, but I'm sure it's even. So I'm going to put that in the middle there, and I'm going to do the same thing to both of these. I need a baby wipe. All right. I'm going to put little jewels or, you know, glitter I could use sand. These are both kind of rusty, so maybe sand is my better choice here. It's still not straight. It moves. So use sand like glitter. You know, when you've got extra glue on something, I think that's a great way to, you know, you had an oops, it's now solved, you know. I think some of the yellow or golden sand because it looks rusty. And if I wanted to, I could use some of the iron sand too. This is still crooked. It's driving me crazy. All right. Get on there before our glue dries, please. There.
Thanks for the reminder, Mo. And for anyone watching the replay, do like, comment, subscribe.
Oh, yeah.
And the bell for notifications and all that good stuff.
Tell me I'm crazy.
Share
All those
it.
comments. I pride myself on the crazy. It's cool. So all I'm going to do is like get some on there. Just, and then I'll press it in. This is stuff we collected on a mountain, but it's going to end up looking like rust on there. See? Looks like rust. It's hard to tell. I know it's very shiny. Where did you come from? So we don't know how or why there is yellow and orange sand on the mountain. We have no idea. It didn't make sense to us. I need to get it around the edges. It's kind of chunky sand. It's broken up. Okay. Now I want a little bit more right here. This has a finer tip, so I'll use this. You can use any kind of glue for this that makes you happy. You know, you can use school glue. It's just like, you know, you use it like glitter. And I'm going to bring some over onto this side.
So if anyone wants to join your group messenger page, what should they do?
Oh, yes. So if we just have a little chat thread over on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook. I'm only on Messenger for reasons. And if you would like to join, just send me a message on Facebook, you know, Messenger, and I would be glad to add you to the thread. We don't do a whole lot of, I mean, it's not going to drive you crazy, the chat. It's not, I don't think it's a lot. Do you guys think it's a lot? I mean, sometimes we ask each other questions that might arise, or I'm just strategically placing rust here. Or we share a photo, but generally it's used for the links and for the photos of our projects that we're currently working on. So like something that I might have done on here, if you guys want to join in, I'd love to see what you guys do. That would look, a real stick. Straight from the woods. There we go. Just spreading it around. Spreading the joy here. Can you guys see that? Kind of looks too even. There we go. And then I can go over this with a little paint too. It's always, you know, just like, just a little dry brush. I think this one looks really cool. I think this, it looks like an even line. So probably a little bit more around the, because we're not going to be opening it, just around the hinge part, maybe on it. We have a really nice little group over there too. I did add a few people this last week that I know have been coming to the live streams, and I'm not on Facebook, so I really do miss seeing everybody's work. I'm on TikTok. You guys can find me on TikTok, and I usually do little photo montages over there or little slideshows, which are really a nice way to see a whole bunch of photos because it just guides you through it, you know. And then I'm not on Instagram anymore, also owned by Mark Zuckerberg, and yeah, I just couldn't do it. So I did keep the Facebook Messenger because my family's on there and because you guys are on there, and I like having that conversation with you. Yeah, so anybody that's watching on replay, thank you so much. And for all of you that have been here with me today to do a mass make, I think that is where we will stop for today, but I'm going to finish these, and now we're down to where they get individual. So I think that's the best part. You know, making your bases and slapping out 5, slapping out the next layer, slapping out the next layer. These have a lot of papers, so if we had done corks, we would have cleared through those by now, because the corks, let me show you one. I mean, they don't have as much stuff on them. These had papers, and that took time. I did create a formula for, I think she's going to get a butterfly up here too. I did create a formula for all of the things though. So for 4 different things that you can mass make to make dangles, or, you know, tassels, or the little frames. You can use different things to frame. We did the hinges. I think these are adorable. I've been wanting to make them forever. We can do clips, and we can do cork. So if anybody, this is terribly written, by the way, it was a scratchy pen. But if anybody wants to try this, I can put these on, I can take a picture of this and put it on our Facebook, market on our messenger. Does that work for everyone? If is anybody even interested in it? That is the question.
I think they are. And I think people would actually like to see how you attach them to your journal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So say with this one. Let's do that. So I have little spots in my journal here where I have put eyes in. I don't want to get on my glue here. And they don't have anything in them yet. So I just kind of planned ahead. Hey, and I would look good there, and I would look good there. I think I've got one there, but it's already got something on it. I put this one on the other day, but I could change that one out. Although the books, I feel like those would be better higher on your, either on your top or higher on your side, because they're going to hang down and be bulky. So let's find a spot here. Let's say I wanted to add something to this right here. And I used this one here. So what I would do is put an eye or punch a hole right there. And then I would use a brad, or I would use a jump ring or a piece of wire to attach that. A bulb pin would work. Another thing you could do is a piece of, which might be really cool for this one, to put a piece of ribbon and let it dangle. Although I don't know if I want to cover that much of the page, and to attach it to the ribbon. So, I mean, I just think that would look really cool too. Like the black velvet I was talking about, because we have black satin here. Wouldn't that look neat?
It would.
So, I mean, there's different ways you can attach them as well. Like this one will need changed out. I've just got an eye there, and I will change that out because it's pretty plain, or I will add more to it. Let's see. I'm just deciding kind of where I want to put, and anything up higher is better for this, or it can be put on the top. Another thing you could do is if you, I mean, this has a clip, so it can be just clipped to the top. You can add it to a safety pin afterwards and use the wire on the safety pin and then clip it onto a piece of lace on the corner, or, you know, wherever it might go. Here's, you know, I just put an eye in there. This, I got crazy with it. I was getting jiggy with it. You know, she's a peekaboo. If you can see that. And this is a French card, and it says underneath in French on the back to punch the holes, you know, peekaboo. But there's, I just connected it, put an eye in the corner, and then it's got the gold dots, the flat backs there. There's an eye here and an eye here I could put something on, but I'm not sure yet. If I did, it would be something small, like one of these guys, like one of these sort of jewelry bits, something pearly maybe, something that hangs down right there maybe, something glamorous. I can't use any more of these in here because I've already got a few. But so that's, I mean, that's another way to go. So my goal is to have the journal, because it's raggedy here, and I can also attach them on this side if they're on a pin, or I can add them to a pin. But I want a whole bunch of stuff hanging out here. That's what I want. I mean, I added the tassel to the birdseed bag here to make a tab. That's what that is from the top of the birdseed bag. These are old bingo chips. I'll probably add a place to add one of these here. Maybe this little one here. I don't know. I have to finish these pages first, but maybe an eye right here and let it dangle off. You're going to want to put a tiny bit of chain on it to let it dangle if it's going to be on the side, I think. I don't think, you can go straight to the eye from the wire. I think you can add this to a jump ring or a chain, the bottom of a chain, and just have just a tiny little length. I mean, you don't need very much. So it has movement and it dangles. So I will do that. Or one of the things, these things, they'll work like a chain too, where they've got the eye at the top and the bottom like that. So that would also give it more movement, but even still, that might be want to be on a chain. So I hope this was fun for everyone. What's that?
Mo says your journal is looking epic.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Another way would be to put a paper clip on it that goes this way and have it clip in like this. So if I wanted to put this here, I would just clip it in. So it would be like paper clips. Where are they? Where are my paper clips at? Oh, probably one of the big silver ones is what I need here. I don't have one here. Right here, I have one. So if I did this, I would just put it there and put it on the back. So you would glue it down, put a little tape over it or paper over it so it stays on there, and then it can just clip onto that page like that. And it's okay if it hangs off on that side. I don't mind. You could even use this as a place to hang something, not on this one, obviously, but it could be a great way to get a bit of jewelry or a found object on there. So was that lots of ideas, you guys? Was it too many? It was so much, I know. Thank you everyone for being here and helping me to mess up my desk today and listening to my crazy brain at work. I know sometimes it's sometimes, yeah. The ideas are flowing, aren't they? But I'll post this in the chat thread anyway. You guys can see it. I know it's messy. But I'll just take a picture of it and let you guys see. But follow the steps, make something, it's very therapeutic. And if you're not talking like I am, you can really get through a lot of pieces and they can all be very different. However, they were mass made together because you're choosing different items for each one, but they're the same. They're used in the same basic way. Like the rings are frames, the frames are frames, you can have 5 different ones and use the same steps. I recommend getting a old high school yearbook or something that has tiny photos in it. That would be good. Or like my Daniel Bloom book, maybe you can find something that has something like that in it. If you're going to do lots of frames and other little charmy things that are like that, you're going to want some images. These could have all had a black and white image, really. Which I think this is my favorite one, honestly. I thought this was going to be, nah, it's this one because of that image and the safety pin on it, I think. But I think it's going to get red beads and it may get a extra little dangle right there. I'm not sure, but anyway, thank you so much, everyone. I'm glad you had fun. I'm so glad. If you liked this, there's something you can do for me, and I will ask everyone, share this video. Share it because I'm not on all the social media platforms now for reasons, and I would love it if you could share and let other people know that we're having fun over here and we're doing great things. So peace to all of you, and I hope that you have a fabulous week. I'll see you next Friday. And thank you, Kylie, for being here.
Thank you. My pleasure. Bye,
Bye,
everyone. Bye.